You're watching Soleful Discussions.
All right, so hi, how are you two doing today?
Hi, doing good.
All right. How did we meet today? How did our paths cross?
So today we came to semester planning.
Okay.
We just came across each other.
Okay, absolutely. So you guys, I'm guessing, are like looking to enroll here or something?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I approached you guys about what? What are we doing?
We're doing a YouTube video.
YouTube video. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember what the topics were that I gave you? I gave you three topics.
You said mental health.
It was behavioral something.
Your thoughts about the subject of feet, mental health, reflexology. Okay?
Okay.
So let me ask you this. When you hear the word feet, first thing comes to mind, what do you think about first?
I think of feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you think about like pedicures? You think about walking shoes? Like, what do you think about? Walking?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Feet fetishes.
Feet fetishes. Okay. Interesting. So today we're gonna ask you a few questions to be your thoughts about how you feel about the subject of feet. Just feel free to answer like however you like in those moments. Okay. And then what about mental health? What do you think about when you hear mental health?
Depression, anxiety.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So today we're gonna actually talk about that. Like, what are some things you do when you feel like you're anxious, when you feel depressed? Just some tips you might have, and then I have a couple things I've learned since I started doing these interviews. So we'll kind of talk about that a little bit, okay? And then reflexology, you guys said you don't know what it is, okay? I bet you do. You probably do know what it is. You probably just don't recognize the term. But I'm gonna give you the information there. You just tell me how you feel about it. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's start with the first question. All right, and we're gonna start over here. So, what is something you think we can do, like throughout the world, to like improve mental health awareness? Like, what is something we can do?
Honestly, just talk about it more. Be more open with it,
Okay.
and more accepting of like people who wanna get help, like with medicine and therapy, everything like that.
I think especially because, like to your point, like for some people it's like not easily accessible. Like it costs money to like get it done. So that kind of makes it a little bit harder for some people, right?
Yeah.
What about for you? What do you think?
I agree.
Okay.
Just talking about it more, and people being a bit less like, oh, they're too sensitive.
Yeah.
Being a little more understanding.
Okay. And the next question, I want you to fill in the blank in this question. Okay. The world would be better if.
Okay, I'll say
Yeah.
the world would be better if there was less violence.
Less
for
violence.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
a big one. Yeah, absolutely. And I think not just physical, right? Mental. Like we have some people who like go against people because of like their ethnic background, things like that. So definitely, like absolutely. What about for you?
I would say more understanding or like acceptance.
Okay, acceptance. Yeah, I think because especially like this is one of the things that's important to me because on my channel, the LGBTQ plus community, right? For a long time, like if you were somebody who was like into somebody from the same sex or whatever, or you identified as something different, you would get made fun of or like looked down on because of that. So like you said, being able to accept people, no matter what the differences are that we have, right? We're all different, absolutely. Yeah. If a friend or loved one was struggling with like depression, anxiety, stress, is there anything that you would say or do with them to like kind of help them get through that?
Well, I would for sure recommend them seeing a therapist.
Absolutely.
Because you don't need to get into medication right away.
Yeah.
And maybe talking about it would help.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's more of like building a plan on what you see yourself being comfortable with.
Okay.
And just moving forward with that. I don't know.
I like that. And some of the answers I've gotten too, where it's like, just being sometimes somebody who can like listen, like because sometimes people don't not necessarily looking for an answer, but just somebody who would like listen to what they have to say because sometimes you feel like you're alone. Usually, like when you're in those moments, like you're feeling depression or anxiety, anything like that. Absolutely. Let's get into this next. So, and you don't have to go too in depth with this question I'm going to ask. This may be more of a surface level answer, but what are some things that bring you anxiety? And then when you feel like you're anxious, what do you do to like counteract how you're feeling in the moment?
Well, for me, it's honestly just like everyday things.
Okay.
So I would say like when I'm on my way to school, I feel pretty nervous. And what I do to like deal with that, I guess, is just go through with it, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about
Yeah.
for you?
For me, I get like anticipation anxiety. So
Okay.
So like before I do something, I always want to get everything out of the
Yeah.
way. Once I get through, I'm fine.
Yeah. So
But
I'm pretty sure like job interviews, things like
stuff
that,
like
like a
that.
test or
Yeah.
whatever like that. Yeah. Because you're like you're wondering
I'm
how you're gonna
waiting.
do, and you're like
Yeah.
trying to prepare the best you can, but
Mhm.
you can never truly fully be prepared for like
Yeah.
what life's gonna have for you, right? Absolutely. Okay, let's get to this question. If you could change one thing about yourself, it doesn't have to be something physical, but if you could change something, somebody gave you the power to change something, what would you change?
I think I would change my fear of like caring about what people think about me.
Oh, okay, nice one. I like that.
Be a little fearless.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good. What about for you?
I guess kind of same thing, like more confidence.
Okay.
Or
Do you
Yeah.
feel like sometimes you're not as confident as you want to be?
yeah, I feel like sometimes I just don't put myself out there as best as I could.
Okay. Well, here's step one right now. You're doing a YouTube interview, so you're definitely putting yourself out there. So I mean, that's a big one. Absolutely. Okay, let's get into these questions now. I've been intrigued to see how you guys feel. Fill in the blank on this question. When I think about my feet, I feel. Who wants to answer that first?
Sturdy. Like
Sturdy,
I could
okay.
hold myself well.
Okay, I like that. What about for you?
Insecure. I don't really like my feet.
Insecure, really?
I
Have you
feel
been
like-
made fun of or something like that?
No, I just feel like my feet, they're a bit wide.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
I just don't fit like as many nice shoes as I like. Like
Oh,
you know,
okay.
high
I see what
heels.
you're saying. You're like, you want to be able to wear them nice shoes, and you're
Yeah.
like, damn, my
Like-
foot is just a little bit too wide for
Yeah.
that one. Absolutely. No, I completely understand that. So let me ask you this, okay? Have you ever received compliments about your feet? Has anybody ever said that to you, like, hey, you have nice feet? Has it ever happened?
Yeah.
So okay, so then why are you insecure if somebody's complimenting
Just
you?
because
before?
you know everyone, so even though people compliment you, you still wish things were different.
That's interesting. Okay, what about for you?
Yeah, but I don't really focus too much about my feet.
Okay, interesting. So you don't get pedicures or anything like that?
I mean, I do sometimes, but
Interesting. So you
Yeah.
said you don't focus, but you get pedicures. That's interesting. All right.
well,
So let me ask you this: in terms of like, if a person gave you a compliment about that in passing, is that something that you're okay with? Do you like feel like anxious about it? Like, what's the feeling there?
A
When somebody
compliment
compliments you
like
about
about my feet.
Yeah.
I love getting compliments, so. It's
So
fun.
compliment, yeah, they make you
They
feel
make
good,
me
right?
feel better.
Absolutely. What about for you?
yeah, same thing.
Okay. So let me ask you this: in terms of compliments you receive from men and women, right? Is there a certain group you prefer it more from? Do you prefer it more from men, more from women?
I think women, because I think women are a little bit less complimenting. I don't,
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
especially to other women.
Interesting. I mean, I think I've been seeing more that women are like complimenting each other, right? Maybe in the past that was something
Yeah.
that wasn't normal.
Yeah,
But now I see like a lot more women like, hey, you go clean and you know,
Yeah,
things
for
like that.
sure.
Like really trying to promote like somebody else, right?
Mhm.
What about for you? Like you prefer men or women?
Compliments.
Yeah.
Yeah, women, because I feel like
It's more
I feel like
genuine.
they and they.
I get that a lot.
I feel like they just notice things like
Yeah.
more better. So
I
and
think you're more likely to get a compliment from them that's not like so physical. It may
Yeah.
be about your clothes or like the way you styled your hair or something like that. Where guys are more like, "Hey man, you look really beautiful" and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It's like that's not really telling me much. It's not a lot of depth there, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I definitely get what you're saying. Next, in terms of compliments you do receive, right? Is there a certain compliment that when you get it from somebody, that you're like, man, that made my day. It made me feel good.
Being so damn beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you actually do like the physical one in that sense.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What
It
about for you?
helps, it helps.
It helps with the self confidence and things like that.
Self-esteem, yeah.
Absolutely. What about for you?
yeah, I would say that and like something like you're funny or something like that.
Yeah.
I guess that can always make you feel good.
Absolutely. Yeah. For me, it's energy, right? I
Yeah.
like when people say like, "Man, I really like your energy." Like it's a positive, like
Yeah.
type of feeling that they.
Or
give
like I like spending time with you, stuff like that.
Absolutely. That's a big one, because
Yeah.
sometimes you don't like dealing with a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In terms of pedicures, how often do you guys get pedicures?
I would say like when we're planning for something.
Okay, so like if it's a special event, like
Yeah.
you're going to like a wedding, a birthday party,
Yeah.
something like that.
It's not like a every month
Is
thing.
it more of a, is it a cost thing? Is it a timing thing? Like, is it like
I think it's just a timing thing.
timing thing?
Yeah,
So
because
sometimes
I
you're so
could
busy.
do my nails on my own.
Oh, okay.
But I go get my pedicure just, so I can get the gel or cutters I don't have.
So
Yeah.
and that's so it's interesting that you mentioned that because when I was doing my interviews during the winter, a lot of women say they don't get pedicures during the winter, and I'm like, you don't go just for like that feeling that you get, like somebody taking care of you, like massaging, all the little things that you get. Because to me, I feel like when you go, I've gone a couple times, gotten pedicures and manicures and stuff. I feel like when you get up from that feeling, like you feel like, man, I feel like a new person, like I kind of feel good, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think you should get them as much as you can, if you can,
Yeah.
right? Absolutely. Let me ask you this: have you ever heard of a medical pedicure before? That sound familiar? Yeah, you've heard of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you've never heard of
No.
it? Okay, I'll break some information down. So basically, it's you go see a podiatrist, a specialist of the foot. What they do is they take a look at your feet to make sure, like your toenails, like they grow correctly. They make sure your toe alignment is straight. They check your feet for like dead skin, fungus. They do all the work there with like medical grade equipment. It's actually the cleanest possible like pedicure you could get. Yeah, basically you can go there and get information about your feet. Like some people tend to have like drier feet, and most lotions won't work for them. So it's like special types of lotions you can get that work better for your feet. What would you think about like going to see somebody like that who can give you information about what's happening with your feet? How would you feel about that?
Like, well, I'm not sure if this is what you're asking, but I have very cold and
Oh, your
sweaty
feet stay
feet.
cold.
Yeah.
Do you know why that is?
No, I don't know. And
So-
it's a hand and feet thing.
Yeah, so it has to do with like, so the way that your blood flow, your blood doesn't flow fully down to that area, so it keeps your feet cold at times. That's actually something that tends to happen with women a lot. Like it's a common thing. So it's nothing to be alarmed about. But there are things that you can do to like basically promote better blood flow to those areas. Yeah, actually, reflexology is one of them. Absolutely. So what about you? What do you think about that?
Well, I always think it's good to get your feet checked out,
Yeah.
especially if you need to, like you have diabetes or something. Yeah.
She knows. She got the info down
Yeah.
on pat. Absolutely. Let me ask you this: how often do you guys wear like open toe shoes, sandals, and flip flops, things like that?
I really don't.
Summertime, like summertime. Okay, because it's a little bit warmer, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, but I'm guessing like springtime, not as much. Winter, I'm pretty sure winter, absolutely not. Let me ask you this: like, what's your favorite type of shoe to wear? Sneakers,
like Vans.
Vans, yeah, Vans.
Yeah,
I because they usually are easy to put on, right?
Yeah.
Slip your foot in it.
For my
just
white
going-
feet.
Yeah, going about your business, absolutely. Let me ask you guys this: how often do you guys go barefoot, no shoes?
I guess during the summer if I can't find my shoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm just gonna go. What about like when you go to the beach, park?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Most people tell me at the park, no. Because they're like, it's.
Oh,
Yeah, no, at the park, no.
The beach.
She's like, you had to think about it. He's like, nah, hold up. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, dogs.
But let me ask you this, because I don't mean like walking through the grass, but let's say, for example, I'm going to give you a scenario. Let's say you go to the park, you brought a blanket with you, you got a couple snacks, brought your favorite book, you're under a tree, shoes on or shoes off?
Shoes off if I have a blanket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, imagine like, right, you want to relax and kind of like just get that nice feeling or whatever. But let me ask you guys this: have you ever heard of earthing and grounding before? Like when we talk about being barefoot. That's
Yeah,
what it's
I
about.
think so.
You've heard of it
think
before. Okay. What about you?
I think so.
Okay. So it's like going barefoot in grass, dirt, sand. People who do this like feel like they connect with the earth. Like they basically get energy back from the earth. It's something that you can do for like 10, 15 minutes a day. Basically will help you like alleviate like a lot of like stress buildup, things like that. So one of the things you do, like when you go out and do that, you stand there and you focus on what you're feeling in the moment. You don't focus on like anything that happened before, anything that's gonna happen afterwards. You're just like, hey, I feel this soft grass against my feet. I feel a cool breeze. I hear birds chirping, whatever like that. And you focus on how you're feeling. What are your thoughts on trying something like that? Like, would you think that would be something that would be good for you, or?
I think it's good to like to live in the present.
Yeah.
It gives you like a little,
Yeah,
calm
live in the
down.
moment, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think a lot of times we try to think about the worst thing that's gonna happen in the moment, right? And like a lot of times that's just something our mind is like building up for us to prevent us from moving forward. So definitely something that's big there. All right, so now in this moment right now, can we see what your feet look like? I got a big laugh from this. Okay.
No,
What's the reason?
Because I just came out from work and I came to this appointment in a rush, so
Okay.
yeah, no.
And if you-
No, cause she calls them like dead people feet, cause they look blue, cause they're
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah, her feet are cold
Oh
all the
my
time,
God.
so they look a little blue. So
Okay.
I always,
Well, that's a natural thing. But
yeah.
here's the thing. Okay. So first of all, because we both of you guys came up with something. Nobody's here to judge. Nobody's judging you. I know you just got off of work. It happens a lot, right? Nobody's judging you. It's more to see if can you go through with like being open to like the situation and everything, or do you get uncomfortable or whatever like that?
Yeah, I just don't want to show my face.
Okay. So let me give you the mental health of why I started my channel. And I'm gonna come swing back around. Okay. So your friend over there, she actually said that she heard about. Is that your sister or friend?
That's my friend.
Okay. So she's talking about. I was talking to her about exposure therapy. Like, you guys familiar with that?
I think so.
You think so? Okay, so exposure therapy is for people who feel like uncomfortable in certain situations or scenarios, right? You might have a phobia or something, right? So a lot of times what happens in those moments is your mind will tell you like, no, I'm not going to do this because I feel like this might happen, right? A lot of times, like I just said earlier, your mind is only telling you that to prevent you from going forward, to experiencing like new opportunities, new things, right? So basically, like let's say for example, you're somebody who goes to theme parks with your friends, and you're like, I'm not getting on the rides because they freak me out, right? Let's say you wanted to get better at that. What's something that you would do? You would go get on the rides, right? You maybe try one ride, and then the next time you go, try 2 rides, right?
Yeah.
And eventually what you're going to start to learn is you're going to be like, oh, okay, like, of course I'm a little freaked out because I know that the ride's going to have all these twists and turns, but nothing bad happened. I didn't die, the sky didn't fall, I didn't get struck by lightning.
Yeah.
So what am I really worried about? So when I heard about that, I'm like, I've been an overthinker my whole life. I've always overthought situations like, I don't know if I should do this because this might happen. And in reality, a lot of those things I'm thinking about are not really true. It's just my mind creating something to stop me from moving forward. So basically, I had the idea to like go out, start doing these interviews. You see, we're asking all these questions as we go along, right? You felt extremely comfortable answering those questions, right? We got to that point, though, you probably felt a little anxiety. You probably like, I don't know, right? You started thinking in your mind, right? So the whole point of the interview is to see, like, who are the people who are, like, open-minded, who can, like, just go for it. They don't think about, like, I just got off work and my feet was in shoes all day or whatever.
Honestly, I can show them, but that's my excuse.
Or like, my feet are blue.
Yeah.
Or whatever like that. Yeah, but my thing is, like, in those things, what's the worst thing that's going to happen for you? Your feet are blue. Is it something that's gonna be there for the rest of your life?
Maybe.
No, maybe not though. But like, so I just gave you some information, right? I just told you about some things you could do, right? And then in terms of your feet, like coming out of shoes, okay, like they're gonna look better though, right? You go get a pedicure or something, so it's not something that's lasting forever. So
Yeah, I go.
the mindset is, if it doesn't impact you in 5 years, why are you worried about it? Right? To have that mindset in life, like if this is not gonna bother me in 5 years, why am I really worried about it then? So like that's what we try to do on our channel, get these different reactions, like women who are completely open, some women who overthink it, some women who are like, no, but we want to show those reactions that we get to see who are the open-minded people and who are the people who like tend to shut themselves off. What are your thoughts about that? How you guys feel about what I'm doing on the channel?
I think it's good that you're getting a lot of opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different opinions.
Absolutely. Different opinions. Absolutely.
I think it's really interesting.
Absolutely. So like in this moment right now, can we get you out of that comfort zone? Can we challenge you to see, like you said, I had my feet in shoes all day. I came off work. I came straight here. You talk about your feet looking blue, something like that. Can we get you out of that comfort zone to like just try something new? Yeah. I'm pretty sure you guys have never done that before on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So can we get you out of that comfort zone? Is that something we can do? Okay. What about for you?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. So let me have you guys, if you guys can, just take your shoes off and then how you leave. Yeah.
Okay.
You got 2 feet. So first of all, what size do you wear?
I wear 7.
7. Okay, what about for you?
Same.
7 and a 7. All right, and you guys probably share shoes, I'm imagining.
Sometimes.
Absolutely. So, and it looks like, okay, and you said your feet are a little wide, but they're not actually that wide. Like, I've seen
They're a little wide. Look at her.
They're a little. Oh my God! So you're being comparing your feet to hers, like hers is like super slim. Like, it's okay. It's okay. All right. So
No.
looks like you got the purple polish on over, and your feet are not blue right now. So calm down.
They kind of
And
are.
you got the red polish on. Okay, cool. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, do your toes go from big to small? Do they like go on a line? There's a reason why I'm asking that, because they like literally there's a different toe alignments.
I think this toe
Your
is the
second toe
longest.
is a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Same for me.
Okay, so you guys have what's called the Grecian toe alignment. It's a Greek toe. Okay.
Oh.
Absolutely. Like if your bigger toe is bigger, it's actually called the Egyptian toe alignment. Absolutely. So let me get you guys now. Do this straight out.
Oh
Straight
god.
out. Okay. So let me ask you this. First, we were like, no. We had something about work, and we had something to hear about. Like we're worried about something too, about our feet being blue. How are you feeling right now in the moment, though? You got out of your comfort zone. How you feeling?
I feel fine. I'm just really cold.
Okay. We got a little bit longer to go, and then I'll let you guys get up out of here. Okay. So leave your feet out. We're gonna go through a couple more exercises. Okay. So let's talk about reflexology. Okay. So reflexology is about the different pressure points you actually have in your hands and your feet. Okay. You guys heard of that before? Like those pressure points that connect to different parts of your body. So like you guys, some parts that connect to like your head, your lungs, your stomach, things like that. Absolutely. So there's actually specialists you can go see who do like massages, they do acupuncture, they do acupressure that will alleviate like stress and tension to those areas we're talking about. So for you, we were talking about that blood flow, right?
Yeah.
It would probably be a good idea for you to go see somebody like that who can massage and get the blood flowing in the right direction for you.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So what are your thoughts kind of about reflexology, what it could do? How do you feel about that?
I
Do
think.
you think it's a positive thing?
Yeah, I think it
You
is.
think it's a positive
Yeah.
thing? Okay, what about for you?
I think so too.
Absolutely. Is it something that you think you would go and like try out, like to like if you like experiencing like some of those stresses and stuff? Because it's supposed to be like an alternative to taking like medicine. Like people take pills when they have headaches and stuff. You can massage and actually alleviate tension when you're feeling that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would be open to that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Cool. So when we get into this portion right here, we like to talk about sensitivity, right? How ticklish do you guys tend to be?
Oh god.
I'm really ticklish.
Really ticklish? When you get pedicures, you ticklish?
Yes.
I have a trick for you guys. You guys might have to test it. Not using my hand, I have a tool to use. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right, cool. All right, so let's try it out real quick. And then what I want you to do, I want you to tell me which foot you feel it on the most, and then tell me the area you feel it at the most, okay? Cool. Actually, can you come over here and help me out real quick? You don't have to be on camera. You don't have to be on camera.
Just come over here.
Just help me out. She's like completely like, I don't know.
It's cold.
So all I want you to do is, if you can, I want you to like go ahead and do the sensitivity test for me, okay? So you're completely like just like I don't know, okay? So this is kind of like something that's almost like similar to a pumice stone, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have her do it first without telling you what the trick is, and I'm gonna show you what the trick is, and I want you to tell me if it's full of difference, okay? Does that sound good? All right, there you go. So let's start over here. Start with her right, and then we'll do right first, and then do left. Then we'll switch over to the other person, okay?
You're cool.
So you do it like this and like up and down. Yeah, just kind of. All right. So what's the sensitivity you're feeling there?
I
Like
mean,
on a scale of 1 to 10.
like 5.
A 5. So it's not that much. Let me have you do something. Let me have you add a little pressure to it while you're doing it. Okay? So like, yeah. Is it more? Is it a little bit more?
Yeah.
Okay. What did it go up to?
Like 7
Like
or
a 7.
8.
Okay. Try her left. Let's see if the left is more sensitive or it's less sensitive. Is it more or less? More or less?
I think
sensitive?
more.
More? What is it? Like an 8 or 9?
Like an 8.
Like an 8? Okay. Let's try over here. Let's see what we get here. Let's see if this is worse for her. You can start with the left. Yeah. Let's see.
I'm so ticklish.
Okay. What is it at? Like a 10?
Like a 10.
Like a 10?
Yeah.
Okay. Try the right. Let's see what the right is like. Same thing? They
They're
gotta be
both the
less.
same.
They both feel the same?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. So here's what I want you to do. What I want you to do is I want you to wiggle your toes while she's doing
Oh
it. You
my
tell me if you
God.
feel it more or less. So kind of prop your feet up a little bit more. Okay. And then just wiggle your toes. Okay. Wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yeah, like,
You're so focused on what she's doing instead of wiggling. Yeah, wiggle
Okay,
immediately.
okay.
There you go. Keep wiggling. She can't even focus on it. All right, let's try over here. Wiggle. Still at a 10. Well, you can't focus right now. It seems like you're so stuck on what she's doing. Like,
I don't
absolutely.
like that.
All right, so let's try over here. Let's see if she
I
can
don't-
focus a little bit more. Okay. Try to focus on wiggling. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, wiggle your toes. Wiggle. Oh my God. And so, what are you feeling? Is it still the same?
No, I guess it's different.
It went less,
Yeah.
right? It should be. Okay. So let's try the left now. Wiggle.
Like,
You can't wiggle? Okay. Do you feel it less?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know why you feel it less? So if you would have wiggled, you would have felt it less. Do you know why you feel it less?
No, I'm not sure.
So because your mind is like connected to every part of your body, right? So you telling your body to do something is almost like a little bit of a distraction in a way, right? But also when you like wiggle your toes, you move the energy. So like if somebody's doing this like with a pumice stone, you won't feel it as much because it'll move the energy somewhere else. So that's a trick for you. You go get your pedicure, like wiggle your toes. You gotta focus on wiggling. You were just like, literally, I can't wiggle my toes. You can wiggle. Like you just gotta tell your mind not to focus on this. All right. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate that. So one more thing, I'm gonna have you guys do a couple exercises with your feet. This is to test like the dexterity and the flexibility you have in your feet. Okay. And I have a trick for you if you don't have good dexterity and flexibility. Okay. So prop our feet up like this, like straight up. Like that? Okay. And what you guys do first is bend your toes, make a fist. Tell me if you feel pain or discomfort when you're doing that. Just bend.
Like this?
Yeah. Is that easy to do? Is it hard to do?
Easy.
Easy, no pain, discomfort.
Yeah.
Relax. Okay. Next, let me get you guys to spread your toes. Tell me if you feel pain, discomfort, any cramping, anything happening. So it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right, relax. Lastly, just wiggle your toes for about 10 seconds. All right. Tell me if you feel pain, discomfort, cramping, anything happening. Easy to do?
Yeah.
Not hard? Okay, there we go. And one of the things you can do, like if you do, you guys can put your socks on. Okay. One of the things you guys can do in the mornings, like if you want to become better, more flexible at being able to do those different movements, you can take a golf ball or a tennis ball, roll your foot across it in the morning. It'll basically like open up all those different muscle groups of tendons you have in your feet, and it'll make you more flexible in those areas. All right? Let's wrap up the interview. In terms of my approach, I came up to you guys, I'm like, hey, can I interview you guys for my YouTube channel? Did you guys feel my approach was good? Was it bad? How did you feel about it?
I think it was very friendly. That's
Okay.
all was down immediately.
Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate that. What about for you?
I think it was good.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. In terms of the interview, right, start to finish, did you see how everything was going in the line? Did it make sense? Did you learn anything new from the information I provided?
Yeah.
I learned to not overthink the two.
Absolutely. I think because you were like really getting in your mind there, like, I don't know about this, man. But yeah, like I said, the key thing is to always remember, if it doesn't impact you 5 years from now, what are you worried about?
Yeah.
Right? If you want to go to the movies, go to the movies, right? Don't start worrying about like, well, I don't know if I should go to the movies. Just go if you want to go,
just
right?
go.
Absolutely. The last thing I always ask for my channel, something you guys can say to the channel that could be helpful to them, like if they're dealing with stress, anxiety, anything like that. Is there anything you guys can say to the channel that could be helpful? Don't overthink it. Just whatever comes to your mind first.
Okay. Well, I am actually dealing with depression and anxiety.
Really?
So I seek help to be a therapist.
Nice.
And well, I'm just learning how to talk about my emotions. And I think that's going to help me. Just talking. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a good one. What about for you?
I think look for help and just kind of help yourself too. Like, just take it day by day.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. Definitely appreciate you guys stopping to do this interview with us. All right. And we hope that you guys have a great one. Okay.
You too.
All right.